Hello and welcome to Stitching with Cindy Botts. Today's project is a purse with a long shoulder strap. The strap makes the purse hit right at my waist. I am a taller person, so I like my strap a little longer. This purse has an outside zipper pocket. It has a zipper in the center and just a drop-in pocket in the back. It is a fun little project. The only part that I find frustrating or a little bit more difficult is putting in this zipper in the top. You might find that a breeze. For me, I just don't like how they turn out for me. It's usable. I will use it, and I like the overall of the purse, and I will show you how to do that technique, and hopefully you'll have better luck. Typically, this kind of pouch, this shape with the sides having this kind of, how would I describe that? This side piece inserted this way. A lot of times they just have a drop-in center or a snap or a Velcro closure flipping over the top, or a lot of different ways to close it. The zipper is doable. Again, you might find it easier just to put a snap in here, snap it, Velcro, or do a flip, a little flap to come over for Velcro to keep it closed. Those are always options, and I'm a zipper person. I like zippers. So it's up to you. I'll show you how to do the zipper, and then if you want to do a snap or a Velcro, by all means go ahead. Okay, the same with the drop-in pocket and back. You might want to put a snap or Velcro there just to keep that closed. All right, I like the drop-in pocket on the outside just to drop my phone in, that type of thing. Keys, yeah, that type of thing. So let's go. Let's talk first about how I got the shape of the bag. To get the shape of the bag, I just used a plate. Now, if you have a large mixing bowl that you'd like to use for a little larger purse, by all means go ahead. Just trace out that circle and then cut down from the top a nice straight edge going across. Simple as that. Now for this project, I have an outside color, a lining color, a matching zipper for each of the pockets that are, I have one on the outside that's pink, one on the inside that's white, and then I have a top zipper. Again, it's up to you how many zippers you want to put in, how many pockets you want to have zippered. I like a zipper pocket in my purse for my wallet and my checkbook, and then everything else just kind of gets dumped in the middle. Okay, so there's a little bit of information on me. So to make the inside and the outside zipper pocket, I lay my zipper on the straight edge, and I go ahead and sew it down. Then I turn it back and sew a top stitching on it so that this material, this edge, does not get caught up in the zipper. Okay, I have talked on other videos about how I buy my zippers in bulk. My machine is a heavy duty machine, and it allows me to just sew right over that zipper and then trim off this excess. All right, make sure that zipper pulls in the middle when you do that, and I do the same at this end. Then taking that pocket, I fold over the top edge so I don't have a raw edge. I lay that right on the lining. This white on white is kind of hard to see. And I stitch that down, and that makes the top edge of my pocket so there's no red edges. And then I simply sew in around the edges of the pocket. I usually do that at like a 1/4 inch seam, but then when I go to sew the rest of the side seams, I do it at the 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch. This is more just of a tacking it in so that it doesn't shift. If you use pins, it can shift. Now with some projects, you would just go ahead, right size together. But because this project has this kind of a side, you want to go ahead and I cut my strip at 3 inches because that's the size I wanted it to be. You could make yours wider, narrower. Just remember about your 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch seam allowance on each side, 5/8, whatever you're doing. Then you simply lay this side piece on. I like to go over a little bit. I don't cut it to be the exact size. I usually just do a width of fabric so I have plenty, and go around at your 1/2 inch or your 5/8 inch. All right, and that gives you your side in. And here I have the one side sewn in on the front. So there's my pink pocket, and the zipper's in, it's sewn in, tacked in, and then I went ahead and sewed my side seam. All right, so then you would just lay your side seam, you know, as flat as you can, and cut straight across so you have a nice edge on both sides. Okay, then you would go ahead and pin on, clip on your other side, starting with a clip at each end, clip in the middle, and then clipping the rest in, pinning the rest in. I'm going to back up just a second to talk about the drop-in pocket. We talked about the zipper pocket. The drop-in pocket is easier. You just take your 2 pieces of material. This time I chose to do the pink and the lining, and you just put those right sides together. Sew your seam, then take it over to the iron, press that down, and sew your top stitching. Line that up and do just like I talked about with the white one, the lining pocket with the zipper, and just sew that around. Again, I don't necessarily do that at the 1/2 inch. I don't want to have my stitching show when I do the side seam, I'm not exactly on the same stitches. So I do it a little narrower, just like a tacking seam. All right, so that is good for that. The straps, I did mine the width of fabric because, again, I'm taller. But for this one, I am going to make this just a wristlet size strap. And I think I'm going to actually use this as my car bag, put it over the gear shift of my car, and store my tissues. It's getting that time of the year, the hand sanitizer, you know, cough drops, things like that in this bag. And then the passenger seat doesn't get covered with a bunch of stuff. So for my strap, I cut it 4 inches wide. I pressed it to the middle first. Press to the middle first, and then I went ahead and pressed the 2 sides back in. I know I've showed this on several videos, but if you've not watched those, I just want to review really quick. I'm really happy to have 80 subscribers now. I'm really hoping to continue to grow, and if in the comment section you wanted to write something that you would like to see, you know, I'm not I have a lot of knowledge in sewing, and I'm willing to share what I know, and I'm hoping to get ideas of what things to feature on my YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Just fold that over, sew it down. I sew on both sides, and then I like to attach mine to the inside. All right, so you would just attach that on the side seam, and again I would tack that down just using your 1/4 of an inch. Get that where you want it to be, and then when you put your lining and your bag right sides together and you turn it, this raw edge will be inside that seam, encased in that seam. Now remember, when you're doing your lining and you're putting on the second side, remember to leave that turn All right, that opening for the turning. Okay, so then you put your right sides together of your bags when you have the lining sides put on and this other side put on this one. So you actually have your bag formed when you have your lining and your bag formed, kind of like that, just with the right sides together. And sew the top straight seam, turn it right sides out, and put your top stitching along the top. That would be where you could stop if you don't want to add the zipper, so you would have a nice drop in bag. If you want to add this top zipper, it can be a little tricky, but it's doable. Don't get me wrong, it's doable. It's just something, don't hold yourself so the standard's so high. It takes practice. I've done several of these and mine still don't turn out quite like the way I want it. Everybody has their talent. Everybody's better at certain things than others. I love piecing my quilts. I don't necessarily like quilting them. My sister quilts a lot of my quilt and wall hangings and table runners just because that's not the part I like. I like the puzzle part. So don't, get discouraged. Give it a try. Or use Velcro or a snap. So you would take material that is the same width as your side piece here, and you would cut one for this side and one for that side, and then so you would have two of these side panel pieces widths. All right, and then you're going to have one here, and I fold it over and I put the raw edge on the raw side of the zipper, so that when I fold it over I don't have any raw edges. Now, so I don't have any raw edges, I also fold back the ends and press them back. All right, and then I go like that and sew it down. Now I like to have a little extra. I cut it extra long so that I can tuck it in. And I think that's where my biggest mistake is. When I tuck it in, I then try to sew that edge with my sewing machine. And when you tuck that in for the final step, I think it really needs to be done by hand stitching and not getting patient. All right, you could, if you got it close to the end here, and you tuck it in, you probably wouldn't even have to sew that, but I don't know. It's really up to you. Again, you just lay this on here, sew it, flip it back, top stitch it just like we did for the pockets, and then you lay it on here, this folded edge. You just lay up here and sew it down on one side, lay the other seam the other side of the zipper and put another seam in here, and then carefully do your end pieces. Again, I know mine did not come out perfect. It's usable. I like it. I'm going with it. You have a great day. Happy stitching. Please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy making this little purse. Again, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. The world is yours to create in. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.